If you have been using your DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and you feel like you're not getting the most out of it, I'm speaking like crystal clear quality content, there is an app that can actually change everything for you. And the best part about it is it's free. It is free as long as you have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and it is called the DJI Mimo app, and you can do so much in there. But we are gonna dive deep into how I use this because usually I'm in my studio filming alone, and I love getting different shots, and I'll show you how I do that by just using the app. Now, I covered this a little bit in a few videos across my channel and across my social media, but this time I feel like I want to go a little deeper into it. If you don't know who I am, hey, I'm Zaylee Barclay. It's so good to meet you. I'm so excited for you to be here with me because y'all know how I feel about this tool. This thing is just such a game changer, and I know mine probably looks a bit different than yours right now, but that's just because I have the extender on it, right? I have that extender clip on there and it's just so that I can get more battery life out of using my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I usually use this camera a lot, so I usually have it on. Anyway, let's get into the goodness. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna show you 4 game-changing ways that I use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and the Mimo app together. So in my creative flow, sometimes I film from far and sometimes I get close-up cinematic footage, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I do that within the app. I also wanna show you how I do time lapses because those are just so good for Instagram B-roll. And the last thing I wanna take you through is the beauty filter because y'all are sleeping on that thing. It is so good, and a lot of people just have decided that it creates low quality content for some reason, or they just have never touched it, and some people don't even know that it exists. So in this video, we're gonna cover those 4 things, and by the time you're done, you just might be an Osmo Pro like me. All right, are you ready? Let's get into this thing. All right, we're about to get into some goodness, y'all. The first thing that I wanna do is I'm gonna be putting this on my desk. So I wanna put this attachment on there so that it can stand on its own. I use my Osmo on my desk a lot, and so I love this attachment because it allows for me to just stand it up. So even if I put it on top of my iPad, look at that. I like this thicker base a bit more because I just don't want it to fall. There's a smaller base that everyone loves, and I've tried that, but I am super nervous about my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I don't play no games with it, so I like the thicker base. Both have their own perfect situations, but this one for desktop for me is just so great. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure to put it somewhere where it can see me, and you'll be able to see my screen on my iPad. So a little info about my iPad. I have an iPad Pro. I absolutely love it. And I got it in October, I believe, or November, somewhere around there. So this is what I use most times when I am recording with my Osmo Pocket. When I'm at home, if I'm outside, I use my phone. And I shared this tip with a few people on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me over there because I share a lot of tips over there as well, especially in my stories. But I just had someone reach out and share that she was at Disney World and it was so much easier for her to use the Osmo Pocket 3 in the way that I was using it with my iPad. So she went out and she bought an iPad just for this. Also, my friend Vanessa ended up buying an iPad. If you know Vanessa Lau, please follow her. I'm sure you do know her. She's so amazing and one of my really great friends. But if you don't have an iPad to use with your Osmo Pocket, or you're not using your phone with your Osmo Pocket 3 and you're not using the Mimo app, then listen, let's get into this video, okay? I just wanted to explain to you like what tools I'm using so you're aware of it all. So when you download the app onto your phone and you turn your DJI Osmo Pocket on, you are gonna see this notification. It's gonna ask you if you want to join, and you will hit yes, okay? Now, when you hit yes, what's gonna happen is it's going to connect. Sometimes it takes a little while to happen, and sometimes it happens faster than some. I'm not too sure why, but just give it a moment and it will start running. All right, so you can see yesterday I had a full filming day. My husband and I were creating some content together. And so I'm gonna put the Osmo down because we're gonna get into the app a little bit more here. This app is so good. You can see all the things that you have been filming, and you can actually download them by clicking on them and going into the app. But that's not what I want right now. What I want is to hit that picture button because I want to make sure to get this footage, honey. Okay, so my Osmo is currently looking outside my window and I don't want it to look outside the window, so I'm gonna hit this button up here and this is going to point it right back to me. So now you can see that I'm on the screen. Hey guys, hey. And so this is where I begin to get just really excited about it all. Now on the app, you can do so many different things. You can change the ISO, you can change the exposure, you can even move the Osmo around. Like, look at that. Isn't that absolutely amazing? Oh my gosh. You can touch on settings. Now I'm not gonna go into a full video about this because I actually have an online course that I am creating. So if you have really specific questions about the DJI Osmo Pocket, make sure you leave them down below in the comments because I'm so excited to share that with you guys. So many people have asked me for it because I've been using the Osmo since 2023. And I want to be able to give you guys that information, but really structured and carefully curated with lots of resources and checklists and lists and all that jazz. So that is coming pretty soon. But here's what I really love. Now, let's talk about filming cinematic things up close. For example, you just saw that focused on my hand, right? And so when I think about high quality content, I love seeing depth. I love seeing crystal clear clarity. And if you were looking at my Osmo or my iPad in real time with me right now, that quality just begins to come through. And I love that I can really see it clearly because I'm using a bigger screen that is the iPad. I think it's so amazing. You can do so many things. You can actually even change over to photo. You can change to time-lapse, hyperlapse, whatever it is that you want to use. So if I have my Osmo far away from me, I love that I can hit record and record the content from over here. Now I have a pretty sizable studio, so I am actually going to take this bad boy. You guys can see I'm recording with my phone right now. I'm gonna put it further away from me. And in order to do that, I have to put a magnetic attachment on it. So let's do that. And then I will show you the Osmo at a distance. Okay, y'all, I am going to put the cage onto the Osmo. And so this magnetic cage is such a great tool because I can attach this to surfaces that are metal. And so I have a few surfaces that are metal in my studio. And so I am going to attach this to my Osmo. And if you want all of the accessories that I use on my Osmo Pocket 3, I have a free list down below that I created with all of my accessories and tips and tricks for using the Osmo Pocket 3. And you can get that list by heading down below in the description box, okay? So wait, let me show you. I actually have to put this in. You gotta make sure that cord is in, so you pull it through, and then you match this up right here. And then when you match this up right here, you close this, and you press this, and you put this back up here. You can rewind this if you want to make sure that you know how to attach this. Let me tell you, this thing is so good. It helps me get footage from really weird angles, which I absolutely love. And so it gives me the most out of my camera. It gives me even more out of my camera than I thought I would get out of this because I can stick it somewhere and then go far away and record. Or I can stick it at a lower angle in my home and then record. So this is one of the accessories I feel like everyone must have for the Osmo Pocket 3. It's such a game changer. Okay, I am actually gonna put the Osmo Pocket far away from me. So I'm gonna put it over here, whoop, in my studio. And then I am going to turn it around. Now I could put face track on at this point, but because I have the application on, you are not going to be able to see me, right? So I don't know if you're seeing that. Look at that, guys. Like, okay, so here is where you can see me from far, right? And so what I love doing is I can actually change the settings on this, but in order to change the settings on it, you have to stop recording, right? So I'm going to stop recording. And I'm gonna change the settings. You can see my background is a little bit blown out because it's daylight here. And so it's less blown out now, right? Look at that. So I can actually figure out like how I want things to be lit from the app. The Osmo is so far away from me, I can't touch it. Like you can see my hands, I'm all the way over here. But being able to control the camera and, move it around, like look at that. I can move it up, down. I can do so many things from here, and I think that is so amazing. Now, if I'm this far and I'm recording something, obviously, more than likely, I will be facing the camera. But what I love about this is if you have the mic that came with the Osmo or you have the mic mini, you are able to use your microphone and still get really great audio quality out of it. So this is how I film from really far. And the cool thing is I can take photos from here. And again, you can see that photo is way blown out. So what we're gonna do is change that ISO. We can change settings so that we get a bit of a clearer photo. You can see it starts evening out a bit. And the other thing is I have an ND filter on my Osmo Pocket 3. You might have seen it when I had the Osmo over here. And so if I want this footage to look even more dynamic, I can go adjust that ND filter. I love using this for time lapses as well. So this is how I would do a time lapse. Usually when I'm doing my time lapses, they are going to be I do them for Instagram unless I'm filming a vloggy type video and I want to add some context to that video. But if I'm using the Osmo Pocket 3 itself for time lapses, usually it would be in vertical mode. And so I would be filming like that, right? Okay, I just changed that to vertical so you can see a little bit about how that looks. You're still able to move things around. So let's say I don't want that other light in the shot. I can move it out of the shot. I can go in. I can brighten that footage a bit. It really depends on what you desire and what you want. And so I love using the Osmo Pocket 3 in this way. Now, another thing that I do like is I can turn this back into portrait mode, or what do we call this? Yes, portrait mode. And if I bring that iPad up, that orientation will switch and we'll be able to see things full screen like this if you're creating vertical video for Instagram or for anything else. So I just wanted to be sure to show that because it's such an amazing way to just see your footage and see what you've captured and all of that jazz. So I can go in. This was from yesterday. We were actually filming the Osmo course. That's not the name of it, guys, but we were actually filming it yesterday and I was capturing like time lapses and things like that with my husband and I working together. So that was so cool. This is another way that I capture footage. I'll put the Osmo closer up to me and I will have it capture my hands or just little movements or things that I'm doing. And it makes such a difference because the quality of that footage, it just comes out better than if I was using my phone alone, right? So I just wanted to show you guys. I wish I had more footage on here to show you, but I also regularly take things off of the Osmo and organize all of my assets. Let me know if you want to see a video on how I organize my assets with the Osmo Pocket 3. But now I'm going to take you back over here to me and show you that beauty filter. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, I'm back at the desk and I'm gonna put that Osmo right in front of me. And so you're gonna see me. What I wanna do is I want to make sure that you can see me well. So I am going to bring up my ISO a bit. Can you see how that has already started changing? Yes, so good. Okay, so let me see. How do I feel about this? I like looking at the footage to see what I think. Now I have a really harsh window in front of me right now that I may not have been sitting in front of. The sun is like blaring into here. I do have my ND filter. Obviously, the quality of the footage you're seeing on the iPad is not the actual quality. If you were seeing the actual quality of this, it would be really great quality. So I just want to make sure to say that. Right? Now, what I want to show you is the beauty filters. I just realized that no woman has ever shared about the beauty filters on YouTube. So what I am going to do is I'm going to start you off with where you can find the beauty filters and all that jazz. But what I also do want to do is show you even more, and I'll have to make another full video for that. But let's get started and then I'll give you an overview and then I'll make another YouTube video that I will link to this one. If it's not linked just yet, make sure that you're subscribed so you can see it when it comes out. Okay, so I'll show you how you can turn the beauty filter on and off. So here you can turn it on, you can turn it off, right? I'm gonna put it on. And so when it's on, you can see it turns blue right there, right? So What I love about this, y'all, is that you can do so many different things. You can smooth your skin, and you can take things on and off separately. Like I said, I'll put that in the longer video. Now, you can smooth your skin, right? Of course, you don't want to go overboard with these things, but the fact that you can smooth your skin a bit, if you have a pimple or a breakout or something is a little bit wonky, that to me is just so amazing. The other thing you can do is you can brighten your skin. This is not one that I use because I love my cocoa complexion, honey. So I don't really use that one, to be honest, but you can slip. But if that's your cup of tea, you're able to do that. I just want to say that. You can slim your face. You know, sometimes you want to slim it down a little bit. You can slim your nose. You can whiten your teeth. Like, you can do so many things with the beauty filters. Let me know if this is something that you're interested in. I feel like I'm already going to make that video, but oh my gosh, like, there are so many different things that you can do with the beauty filters. And people seem to think that the beauty filters lowers the quality of your video, and that is not actually true, okay? It's not true. I feel like the reason why people say that is because they don't have the correct lighting when using the beauty filter. I promise you, you can still get really high quality content with the beauty filter on. Y'all are playing. Y'all just don't know how to use this tool. Anyway, so that is it for today, guys. I hope this was helpful. I showed you time lapses. I showed you how I do close-ups to get cinematic footage, or not really cinematic, but just higher quality footage with a bit of depth. You have to be closer to the camera and allow for it to blur out your background or blur out the noise behind you. You want to make sure you have correct lighting when you're using this thing. And that is why I'm creating an in-depth course on it. P.S. If you don't want the course, you can get my accessory guide with all of the things that I use. Let me switch back over to my camera because I'm talking away here. Okay, so if you feel like this video was helpful for you, let me know. I really want to know, like, what did you learn? Did you learn anything new? But also, here's what I want even more. I want for you to head down below and ask me questions. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you guys have down below in the comments, or make a video to address it. The course is a bit different because that will have in-depth, detailed, specific, step-by-step things. But I have been creating tutorials on the Osmo Pocket 3 for a year now, and I'm over a year, PS. And I'm open to sharing, when I'm an open book. So if I can answer, I will answer. Even for the people who contact me on TikTok all the time, I'm answering in the comments. So if you have a question, I'm open to answering it. Let me know what your thoughts about this are. Let me know how you're using your Osmo Pocket 3, and I will see you in the next video.